About 10 years ago, I stood at a crossroad after finishing my PhD degree. Should I stay in academia and build a lab to explore the unknowns of biology, or take a leap and apply my trainings beyond the ivory tower? It was a decision filled with uncertainty, and I know many of you pursuing graduate degrees may be facing that same question. In this episode, I'd like to share how I made that choice, what I've learned along the way, and how this community can help support each other through these pivotal moments. If you're navigating your own path, I want you to know that you're not alone. Hi everyone, my name is Hadi and thank you for clicking on this video. After a year of second guessing and hesitation, I finally decided to take that leap and start this channel. If the content I share resonates with you, I'll be very grateful if you can subscribe and join me on this journey. This is actually my second video. In the first video, I used a simple car analogy to explain how cell biologists uncover the inner working of cells. But I realized I never really introduced what this channel is about and what you can expect to gain from being here. So in this video, I'd like to share a bit about myself, why I started this channel, how it might help you, and how we can grow together, both in our knowledge as well as in our careers. This is more than just about the science. It's about building community of people navigating similar questions and challenges. As I mentioned earlier, after finishing my undergraduate degree, I was stuck. I was torn between medical school or a research path. I didn't know which path to take. So, like many of us do, I delayed the decision. I enrolled in a master's degree program thinking that this will buy me some time to figure things out. But that time flew by fairly quickly. Nearing the end of my master's degree, I still didn't make a choice. So what did I do? I did what we all do sometimes, which is delay that decision again. I applied for a PhD program, telling myself this time that I would take the MCAT in the first year and then transition into an MD PhD program. Luckily, the school I attended would allow that, so I could make that decision in the first year. So I did that. Now, you might be thinking, Hadi, aren't there more than just these two paths? What about teaching, industry jobs, or something completely different? You're right, but I didn't seriously consider them at the time. Why? Because we often take the path of least resistance. I already had research experience. Starting fresh in unfamiliar field felt harder than staying the course. Plus, I reassured myself that, with time, I would gain clarity, that mythical future, wiser me would know exactly what to do. So I kept going. Bachelor's degree to master's degree to PhD. Surely by the time I finished the PhD, I had it all figured out, right? Well, not quite. I ruled out med school though. It just didn't feel like the right fit for me. I did fine in the PhD program, such that if I wanted to stay in academia, I probably could have. But my heart wasn't really fully in it. The problem was that I spent so many years in this track that even if I wanted to change industry or career, I didn't really know how to make that change. Think about it. If you were to walk away from your current job or degree program to pursue something entirely different, what would that be? You might have some passion or hobby that you could pursue, but how confident are you that you could take that leap and land safely? That's where I learned my second lesson. You can't really be certain of anything going according to plan. The only thing they say certain is change itself. But we often cling tightly because letting go feels riskier than staying put or stuck. Oh, and if you were paying attention, I said that was my second lesson. So do you remember what was the first lesson? The first lesson was this. I had been delaying or deferring decision to my future self. I thought, no, I don't really need to stress about this now. My older, wiser self would know what to do with it. But that rarely works. It's like that Parkinson's law, the tasks expand to fill the time allotted. I kept pushing the decision further and further out, while calming my anxiety with the illusion that I had more time. But all I really did was postpone the hard thinking and found myself still stuck again when the time came. Now, I don't want to turn this into a full autobiography, but to summarize, about 2 to 3 months before finishing my PhD degree, I made the decision to step away from academia and move into the biotech, biopharma industry. The problem was I had no idea how I would actually do that. What qualifications did I need? Was a certain degree or background required? And if I made that leap, what kind of roles even existed beyond the bench? That's when I stumbled onto this Nature article that introduced me to a job that I've never heard of before. It was called Field Application Scientist. There are other variations of this name, but it's the same kind of role. I felt like that this was a perfect bridge. Still grounded in science, still using what I spent years learning about, but applied to these popular technologies into the biopharma industry. I didn't even need to completely retool or start from scratch. Circling back to where we started, this channel is really for people like me, standing in their career crossroads, asking themselves, what now? My hope is to share what I've learned, the mistakes I've made along the way, and the insight I wish I had when I was still figuring it all out. Here's some ways that I think this channel could be helpful to you. For students and early career scientists, I will share my journey and what I would tell my younger self. You'll get an inside look of how the biopharma industry works, what roles exist, what matters, and how you would prepare yourself if you're wanting to go that path. For new scientists in the biopharma space, you've already made that leap, but now perhaps want to know the bigger picture. I'll walk through the why behind your work, why certain quality attributes are measured, how tools are chosen, and how your effort fits into the bigger drug development process. For biotech sales reps, you already sell into this space but may not always see the full puzzle. This channel can help you connect the dots between scientific pain points and the solutions you offer, making your conversations more relevant and impactful. So, was leaving academia worth it? For me, absolutely yes. Taking that leap opened up new opportunities and helped me grow professionally and personally in ways that I've never expected. But this is my story. Your path might look very different. What worked for me may not be the best fit for you. I encourage you to really take the time to do some soul searching. The grass may appear greener on the other side. Don't compare your journey and success with others. What works for others or me may not work for you. Explore your options. Be honest with yourself about your drives, the path that will align with your passion and goals. There's no one-size-fits-all answer here. The only certainty is that your journey will be very uniquely yours. Let me know how I can help you along the way. Thank you for joining me on this story. If you find value in the content that I described, please subscribe and let's grow together. For the next video, I'd like to dive into the different drug modalities and which one I would like to cover in this channel. Until then, stay curious and I'll see you next time. Howdy out.